Hello everyone and welcome to the Zed Guide. Zed is an assassin champion that excels at roaming and putting enemy lanes behind while getting himself ahead. He has a very good split push potential as well as diving the backline in teamfights with an easy escape. Zed is a difficult champion to master and play to its fullest potential, so without further ado, let's start off with the guide. First, let's start off with his abilities. His passive is Contempt for the Weak. Basically, your basic attack will deal bonus magic damage to champions below 50% HP, which will go on a 10-second cooldown on the same target. His Q is Razor Shuriken, a skill shot that deals damage to every target it passes through, and the damage decreases the more target it hits whilst flying. His W is Living Shadow. You can throw out a shadow in any direction from you, which will disappear after 4 seconds. The shadow will mimic all of your abilities and you can reactivate the shadow to switch places with it. His E is Shadow Slash. Zed does an AoE damage burst around him and the E from your shadow slows. His R, Death Mark. Zed dashes onto an enemy opponent and marks them, leaving a shadow where he activates his R and he becomes untargetable for a short duration. After 3 seconds, the mark will trigger, dealing the percentage of the damage Zed dealt to the marked target. Zed will get a portion of the target's attack damage if the target dies while under that mark. Now that you know what his abilities do, let's start off with some useful information before you go into a game. For your summoner spells, you want to take Flash and Ignite. Flash is very useful to help you get kills or get you out of some sticky situations, and Ignite to help you get some kills and start snowballing the game quicker. For your masteries, you want to take 12, 18, 0 page with Thunderlords as your keystone, which synergizes really well with your poke in the lane since you can throw a shadow to an enemy champion, then E and hit them with a Q from you and your shadow to proc Thunderlords, which is a very effective poke in the lane. For your runes, you want to take Marks of Lethality, Glyphs of Magic Resist, Seals of Armor, and Quintessence of Attack Damage. Now let's start off with the laning phase after you get into a game. For your starting items, you want to take a longsword and 3 potions. When you get into a lane, you first want to level up your Q to poke the enemy laner a bit and help you farm against mage mid laners who can poke you a lot without you being able to get to them, so we want to last hit with your Q against those champions. For your next spells, you want to take E if you want to push faster, or if you think you can get ganked, you can take W to have an easy escape without having to use your flash. After you hit level 3, you want to poke your enemy laner with the W-E-Q combo, and preferably you want to hit your both Qs from you and your shadow to proc Thunderlords. That combo will do a lot of damage to your enemy opponent and give you more kill pressure. For the rest of the game, you want to keep maxing your Q, then E, and your W last, and your R whenever you can. After you get to level 6, you are putting a lot of pressure to your enemy mid laner, and if he's standing under his tower and it's pretty healthy, you can easily roam bot lane or top lane to help your other lanes and get some kills, but mostly you will want to try get some kills on your mid laner. You want to harass them with your shadow until they're around half HP and go all in when you get your cooldowns back using your ultimate. You want to ult them, then E and Q them. If they flash after you ult, then you can use the shadow to catch up with them. You can also use your shadow to deal more damage with your ult, since you will have an extra E and Q, so your ult will deal more damage. If you get a few kills on your mid laner, you can just start roaming around the map and get kills on more enemy champions, so your teammates get stronger and for you to get even more items. For your items, you want to start off with building Yumu's Ghostblade. It gives you all the stats you need and it has a really nice active effect which gives you movement speed to chase your targets. After that, you want to buy boots. You can get boots of mobility if you're destroying your enemy mid laner, so you can roam faster, but boots like boots of swiftness or Mercury threads can be a bit more useful to help you survive in some situations, since they lower the duration from slows and stuns. Ninja Tabi is also a very good option if the enemy team is full AD, and you can also get boots of cooldown reduction if you feel like you need some more cooldown reduction. For your third item, you want to get the Black Cleaver. It gives you more CDR, which you want, and the passive from Phage helps you chase your targets, since when you attack someone you will get a burst of movement speed for a short duration. If you're really fed and are doing really well, you want to get Duskblade of Draktar to help you snowball harder, but Black Cleaver is a safer option. Next, you can build more damage or some defensive item. I really like getting Last Whisper into Lord Dominic's Regard since it gives you so much more damage, but you can also get something like Hexdringer or Guardian's Angel. I will mostly go for Lord Dominic's Regards, but it can be a bit tricky if you are just starting off with Zed and aren't very skilled with him, so you can get bursted down really easily if you go full damage. So in that case, Guardian's Angel would be very useful so you can revive yourself. But you can of course experiment with some items and see what works the best for you. After the laning phase ends and the mid game begins around 20 minutes, you will either want to group with your team if your team is stronger and if you feel like you can win 5v5 fights, or you can split push other lanes if you're a really strong and you can get kills on someone that tries to stop you, and you can also run away pretty easily. If you do decide to group and fight as 5v5, you do not want to engage. You want your tank to engage or some champion with good CC on your team, so the enemy focuses that champion so you can dive backline with the enemy team scattered and unable to simply focus you. Because if you engage, unless you're really fed, the enemy team will simply focus you down and kill you, or you will waste your ult and not get anything. In teamfights, you always want to focus the enemy AD carry. A lot of the times you will play against mages in the mid lane, which will probably build Zhonya's Hourglass against you, which can be pretty frustrating for you to assassinate them, especially in teamfights where you won't be able to wait for them to come out of Zhonya's Hourglass. That is also another reason why you don't want to focus them in teamfights. If you find the enemy mage alone and trying ulting him, if he uses Zhonya, you want to either leave them if you aren't too fed and are a bit scared of them killing you, or just get a kill on them with your shadow after they come out of Zhonya. But also, if you're that fed, you don't even need to ult them, you just want to chase them with Yumu's Ghostblade and burst them with your shadow. Also a cool trick in teamfights, if you're really fed, you can ult the enemy mage to waste his Zhonya, and as soon as you jump off of the enemy mage, you can jump with your shadow on the enemy AD carry to burst them and or attack them and come back to your ult shadow. This way you will waste the enemy team's Zhonya, so your team has an easier time killing them, and you will get the enemy AD carry, which is the perfect scenario for you in a teamfight. If you're getting really fed, you will probably be able to end the game before late game starts. If the late game does start, you will also just want to assassinate the enemy AD carry. It might be a bit harder if the enemy AD carry is very good, but you will also have a lot of damage and a Guardian Angel to revive you. In late game, you will also be able to push down towers really quickly, so you might decide to split push, but it always just depends on how strong your team is against the enemy team and if you can win with fighting as 5. And that pretty much wraps up Zed Guide for Season 7. Hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun making this video, so make sure to comment down below on what you guys think, like or dislike, share and subscribe. But thanks for watching guys, and I hope to see you in my next video. Peace.
Don't